Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, Readings by Circe. It's with your girl Becky, coming at you with day 17. Guys, oh my gosh, we are making it. You guys are doing such a phenomenal job. I'm so glad and so proud of you guys. I just want you to know that where you guys are at, whatever healing you have received, whatever blessings you have received, whatever it is that you desire, you are so deserving and worthy of it, guys. And I know it might not be the easiest journey, and it's not. Anything that you choose to do for 30 days, it's like you're reprogramming yourself, right? You're reprogramming yourself to this new ideal, this new person that you want to be. And it can get challenging. Why? Because you're going against the grain of what you're so used to, right? It's not what everybody else is used to. It is your own habits that you are going against the grain of. And so there is going to be moments where you struggle or you have a true challenge come up. And that's okay, because as you work through it, you guys will find that that gets easier and easier. Albeit sometimes it feels like it's not. But it is getting easier and easier, and you guys will feel so much better. And it's always like that resistance, right? You guys have the resistance, and when you let go and let loose, you guys explode into your manifestations, right? And that's really what this journey is all about. It's teaching you that you have this innate system within you guys that you can connect with and find guidance from, and really truly gain the benefits of what it is to be intuitive and to listen to your inner guidance for this journey, right? Because it's not necessarily easy. I mean, we always hear people in the spiritual journey talk about it, but not everybody gives you tools and tricks on how to actually connect with the center. And this is a surefire way to really get you connected with that inner knowing. I love you guys. If this is resonating with you on a whole, please hit that thumbs up button down below. Make sure you guys subscribe and hit the notification bell so you always get notified when the next video does drop. For ease and just to make things more simple across the board, I post them every day at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys have no idea what time that is, it is okay. You can do a Google check on that. If you guys are stumbling across this video and it happens to be a Monday, that is okay. Join us for day 17. That is fine. If you guys would like to go back to the beginning, there is an intro video that will help you guys and direct you to what you need for this journey. Nothing crazy, and how to get started, okay? Because there is a certain method and there is a certain way I have this set up for you guys. So, welcome back to another day connecting with your Sacral Chakra. Are you guys excited? This is always going to be one of my favorite centers. It is one that has been misaligned within myself so much of the time, and I've worked with it so much. And in working with this center, I have learned so much about it. Hold on just a second, guys. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I had some packages being dropped off. So yeah, I have just learned so much about this center and what it means to truly connect with our emotions, which I feel like is something that the whole world struggles with, or at least in the Western culture, we definitely struggle with this so badly. All right, so we got a lot to go over. Let's not waste any more time here, guys. Not like we're wasting it, but let's get into it. So still on this journey of healing with yoga and mudra. So let's go over some of the yoga poses for the sacral chakra. We have laying figure 4, frog pose, the yogi squat, happy baby, pigeon pose, dragon pose, wide angled seated forward bend. You have goddess pose and bound angle pose. And the one that we're going to talk about today is the bound angle pose, which is Baddha Konasana. Okay. So this is actually a hip opening and a groin stretch. It helps relieve pelvic cramping while improving ankle flexibility and awareness, which always helps with our balancing poses. And when we're just walking, we need to be sure that we're balanced on our ankles, right? So with the lower legs, you're going to look at what's going on here is the tibia anterior muscles dorsiflex your ankles, okay? And the extensor digitorum muscles extend the toes. I apologize. Sometimes I get stuck on these words because they're really crazy, okay? Using your hands to open your feet. So when you grab your feet like this and you open them like the pages of a book, you actually stretch the fibularis muscle, okay? which helps to stretch that ankle muscle on the outside. If you guys don't know what this is, I will try to get pictures of these poses in the videos. Editing does take a while, so I will try to get those pictures in for you guys so you know what pose I'm talking about if you're just like, what is going on? If not, you guys are more than welcome to research it after you watch the video, okay? So the thighs, you have the hip flexors, particularly the iliopsoas, the iliopsoas muscle, which engage in order to maintain hip flexion. You have the quadricep and the adductors are strongly stretched, while the hamstrings initially engage to bend the knees or to flex the knees. You do want to try and relax them as best as you can, okay? With arms, your arms are reaching towards your feet, right? We talked about opening your feet like a book. So you're stretching your arms out to grab your feet. All right. So this is flexed elbows. This contracts the brachialis with the help of the biceps brachii and the brachioradialis, okay? With the torso, to resist losing the natural inward curve of your spine or lordosis, you want to engage the spinal extensors to lengthen and stabilize the spine, right? So you want to sit up straight while you bend forward, or you lean forward slightly, and it comes from the hip crease, right? To grab your feet, and that way then you guys keep the natural curve in your spine. At the same time, the rectus abdominis stretches, and that's all this right here in the front, right? If you choose to forward fold in this pose, that's fine. That's sometimes a part of what you will practice in yoga. What you want to do is try to find the back bend in the forward fold. It's not about trying to get as low as you can. Coming down with a straight back with your muscles engaged will help increase flexibility, but it will also keep your spine stabilized. Sometimes we just try to get into the shape of whatever the instructor is doing or what we think we're supposed to be doing, that we actually lose a lot of momentum with our own practice because we can injure ourselves rather than trying to find what best works for us. And in this, I have found that trying to keep your spine straight and find that slight back bend helps with the curvature of the spine and the strengthening of it, okay? You have the alignment of this posture. The spine is stabilized in neutral, along with the pelvis being in neutral. And you have your thighs are rotating outward, right? The inner thighs are rotating outward. Now, keep in mind with this pose, everybody's body is different, okay? Your one-of-a-kind bone shapes and joint structures determine what your bound angle pose looks like. Some people will never be able to put their knees on the floor, and that is perfectly okay. Sometimes in yoga, people think that just because, again, they don't look like what the instructor looks like, that they're doing it wrong. Sometimes our body does not allow us to do those things, okay? You have to pay attention to your body. That is why it is so important to understand your own body on this journey. Focus instead on releasing your hips, okay? Now, and again, I didn't say this at the beginning, but I am going to say this right here just so it is on the video. I'm not here to replace your primary care position. Okay, guys, let me try that again. You know what? It's cool. We're all human. We all make mistakes. So I'm not here to replace your primary care physician. I'm offering you guys information. If you choose to explore these options, know that it is at your own risk. Okay? Make sure you guys listen to your body. That is so important. I do not know your body. Okay? I know my body. You know your body. So pay attention to that, right? That's common sense here, guys. Okay? So let's talk about the femur differences, right? So there are going to be some bone structure differences that will change the shape of this position, this pose, okay? Here's the thing with your femur. Notice if you feel a hard stop. So if you're trying to get into this pose and you feel a hard stop, like that's it, I can't go beyond this point, okay? This is when the bone gets in the way with little to no stretching sensation. You're not actually feeling the stretch on the muscle because you're not able to get into the stretch. You just can't, okay? Notice if you feel a soft stop, okay? And a soft stop is when tight muscles get in the way and you feel a deep stretching sensation, okay? Here's the thing. You can shift and change soft stops with practice and time. You cannot change or shift hard stops. That is your bone structure, right? You can't really change your bone structure the way you are made on the inside like that. You can change your muscles, but how your bones are, you can't change that, okay? Remember, variations in femur shapes and angles can limit certain poses. And that's all across yoga. You might not be able to ever look like the instructor. And some of you guys might actually be able to go farther than the instructor. But don't judge yourself based on that, because you can't change the way your body is like that, okay? Pelvic differences. You have pelvic shapes different everyone, with a key difference being between biological men and women, okay? And I'm not here judging. I want to make that known difference, okay? Because biologically, women are designed with wider pelvic shapes to allow for childbirth, while men have a much more narrower pelvis, okay? Biologically, okay? We're talking about born a man, born a woman. I don't care what you guys identify with, however you guys are, that is fine. This is a free world. Choose your love, because it's one love, one world. We're all here together. But I'm talking about on a biological level here, guys. If you're born a man, you have a much more narrower hip, pelvic region than you do as a woman, because women were born with childbearing abilities, okay? Now, variances in pelvic shapes contribute to everyone's very own unique expression of any asana, right? And that's a pose, a posture in yoga. So understanding that, again, depending on how you're designed, can limit or allow you to go much further than other people when you're practicing asana. So don't ever try to look like somebody else, and don't ever try to compare yourself to somebody else, because you are your own unique individual. Okay? In bound angle, your pelvic structure plays a factor in how far you can lower your knees. So now we have your bone shapes and joint structures, which determine this, as well as your pelvic shape, which can determine whether or not you can lower your knees. Sometimes people's knees are all the way up here, and sometimes your knees will go all the way down. There's nothing different between that, right? You're still going to gain benefits from this pose. It is about opening your hips, not about putting your knees on the floor, okay? It's about opening your hip muscles, relaxing into that, okay? Now, pelvic softening, we're going to talk about this. This is for the women out there, okay? Women release a hormone called relaxin during childbirth, and some research suggests that a small amount of this hormone is also released during ovulation. So if you guys track when you have your period, you should know when you're ovulating. And if you guys don't track when you have your period, it is something you guys should start, okay? So that way you know when your ovulation is. You guys can download apps. I personally just keep it on my phone calendar. It's just easier that way. And you guys can figure out your ovulation times based on that just by doing a little bit of research, okay? Now, relaxin prompts the ligaments and the fibrocartilage that support the pelvis to relax, which allows for increased flexibility. Why? Because, hello, if you're getting ready to birth, that needs to all relax down there so that it can let the baby come out, right? So this is also something that might be released during ovulation. So it's important to remember not to overstretch during your ovulation week. Okay? Alrighty then. Okay, so we're moving on to our mudra. And the mudra we're talking about today is called Dhyana Mudra, okay? And this, if you guys know of Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, that is a famous book that all yogis have at least heard about once. If you practice yoga, chances are you've heard of this book. I have it. It's a very unique book. It's a wonderful read if you guys have a chance to read it. It has a lot of humongous concepts in it. But here's a quote from that. It says, when there is uninterrupted flow of thoughts and awareness, the dhyana arises, right? And that's our spiritual awareness, really. Dhyana is a challenging practice. In order to assist this process, we practice and it's Dhyana or Dhyana, okay? Dhyana Mudra. And the Dhyana Mudra is literally like this. You put your right hand on top of your left hand and you make this temple with your thumbs. And that's it. And you would hold this in front of your sacral chakra, okay? It's nothing crazy. This is what you're doing, okay? This cultivates stillness of mind. You place your right hand over the left hand and join the thumbs diagonally, okay? Helping in concentration and balancing the mind where all 5 of our elements meet, right? So you have earth, water, fire, air, and ether, right? Or sound, depending on how you look at it, but sound, okay? And that's it. And that's where all 5 of the elements meet, is in that stillness of mind, okay? So you have Dai, which is the process of thinking or perceiving. You have Yana, which is the vehicle or the practice of moving, okay? It improves the quality of the mind to analyze and heal. So if we think about this from a Buddhist aspect, you have the triangle is formed, right? Between the thumbs, which represents the 3 jewels of Buddhism. Okay, and you have Buddha at the top with the thumbs, which represents enlightenment. You have the left hand, which represents Sangha or Sangha, which is community. And you have the right hand, which represents Dharma or good law. Okay, your right hand in spirituality represents or symbolizes knowledge, wisdom, and awareness. And the left hand symbolizes the fantasy of existence in this world or illusion. Okay. So by placing your right hand on top of the left hand, you are showing a dominance of knowledge and awareness over the illusion of the world, okay? And this is a huge key to spiritual journeys. It also indicates the balancing of solar and lunar energies, or what we're talking about, dualities, right? Hot and cold, masculine and feminine energies that reside within the body, okay? On the whole, it shows a balance of all the elements and the soul. And isn't that ultimately what everybody's looking for, is a balance of body, mind, and soul, right? Like coming together and being in alignment with self. The benefits of this mudra is it deepens levels of meditation, and it is a great tool on the spiritual journey. It activates both the right and left sides of the body and the brain. Talking about that balancing, right? We're not overworking one side more than the other. We're balancing it out. It brings calmness and relaxation to the mind, reducing negative emotions, anxiety, anger, depression, and stress, and other things. Now, it also activates the Ida and the Pingala nadis, which is the astral channel within the body. And if you guys, I don't think I mentioned this. I was going to at the beginning if I did, but if I didn't, I'll put a picture of it on here so you guys can see it. This is the liberation and the manifestation currents that go up and down our central body. It is what goes around our chakra center. And when you guys see this as an energetic channel, it actually looks like the caduceus or like DNA. Okay, so it's just this like constant figure 8 in energy that's going through us. But as we do this, we're actually activating those channels, okay? When you practice this mudra regularly, it can aid in keeping one away from all physical and mental illnesses, okay? Now, the dhyani, right? It has this bowl shape which represents lower energetic storage and the sexual energy transmutation system. Dhyana mudra has a profound impact on the sacral chakra. It improves self-awareness and insight and intuition, and the sacral chakra is connected to the free flowing of our natural intuitive gifts and psychic powers, right? When we have our third eye open, we're able to see with those gifts, but the free flowing of that energy comes from our sacral chakra, right? Tapping into the depth of who we are. Now, I'm going to talk about the thumb because the thumb is connected to Mars energy. And it's interesting to think that this center is connected to Mars energy, this practice of this mudra, because Mars is a very aggressive planet. And here we are talking about the soft side, the feminine energy of the sacral chakra, right? The moon, the loving energy that comes from the sacral chakra. But it was interesting because when I looked this up, right, you have Mars, which is the physical exertion, the initiative, and sexuality, right? Mars is a very sexual planet. So you have the god of war. Mars is a masculine planet, and he embodies our physical energies, our style of aggression, and sexuality. Okay? It shows what captures us at first sight and who sparks our animal attractions, right? And understanding that we have to be okay with our sexuality in order to find a mate in this world. If we're denying ourselves, chances are we're going to find a partner who also denies us, right? That mirroring back. So here we have, what are our passions? Are we courageous or timid? What and who do we pursue? How do we behave when we are aroused or angry? These are the types of questions our Mars signs begins to answer, which also indicates what our sacral chakra is asking, right? Where is our creativity coming from? Are we courageous enough to go towards our creative endeavors, And that sexual energy coming from that. Now, here's the thing. On the flip side, Mars can easily go from being these courageous energies to aggression and insensitivity, right? So what happens when you're not connecting with your emotions? You become insensitive to others. You become insensitive to the world, and you can tend towards aggression. So I thought this was an interesting connection that came up that I wanted to talk to you guys about quickly here. Awesome. So that's everything that I wanted to go over. I want you guys to practice this mudra while you guys are meditating today. And again, you don't have to go and find a new meditation. You can absolutely use the meditation that you guys have found previously. And remember, it is your left hand. You put your right hand on top of your left hand and you bring your thumbs together like this. You're making this bowl shape, and you put that right in front of your sacral chakra and meditate with that for as long as you possibly can, or however long your guided meditation is, and you guys will feel these benefits from it, okay? This is something you can absolutely bring as a regular practice into your guys' everyday practice. So I want you guys to journal. I got my journal here. I didn't show it yesterday, even though I had it here. But I've got my journal, so I want you guys to journal. Okay? So let me find the journal question here. In my whole long list of papers. Here we go. Okay, what are we on? Day 3 of the sacral. Okay. Alright, so have you ever cheated or been cheated on? And I want you guys to be honest about this. Like, if you've cheated, that's okay. I'm not judging you. If other people judge you, that's their business. That's not your business, okay? I want you guys to be honest with yourself. If you've been cheated on, the same thing. I want you to be real honest with yourself here. If so, how do you feel that this plays a part in your own unbalanced sacral chakra, okay? If not, did you ever leave, or were you left from situations that you felt were too soon? Like somebody left too soon, or you felt like you left and it was too soon? And how does this play a part in your unbalanced sacral chakra? Or how does that make you guys feel? Either one of those. I want you to explore that deeper, and I want you guys to be honest. Just be open and honest with yourself. You're the only ones reading your journal. Don't feel like somebody's over there looking over your shoulder like, oh, what are you writing in your journal? I gotta know what's going, because nobody is. And if people are, then you guys need to go find some quiet space, some quiet time, so that you guys can really reflect on these journal questions, because I know this is a hard question, right? I know it was a hard question for me, so I feel like this is going to be a hard question for a lot of you guys. And even if you haven't been cheated on, we've all felt like we've left situations too early, or we felt like other people left us before they were supposed to, right? So just exploring how that makes you feel. So let's see, I want you guys to check out the yoga practice that's on my channel in the playlist. That's there for you. It's a 10-minute yoga practice for you guys to connect with your sacral chakra. And the affirmation that I want you guys to work with today is, I am at peace with my sexuality and I have complete acceptance of its expression. Right? So we're leaning into really expressing our sexual power, our sexual, like that's where our creations come from. Think about the womb area. And even if you're a man, this is the place of creativity, right? Where we gestate our ideas so that we can bring them into or birth them into life. And regardless if you guys don't know what that means on a physical level with a baby, you guys can understand what that means on a metaphysical level of creation and bringing something into manifestation in this world, whether that's a job, whether that's money, a house, a car, a relationship, a family, whatever it is. We all understand what this process means. And so it's just really connecting with that deeper so that we can unleash our creative energy. Awesome. So I think that's all I have for you guys today. If you're interested, go on over and check out the tarot reading that posted with today's video. It's there for you. It is not a requirement by any means. It is just there for you if you guys are following my tarot journey, or if it's something that you feel has been benefiting you on this journey. It's there for you. And if you guys are interested, every other week I will post a pick a card reading Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hit the thumbs up button down below if this journey has been resonating with you, and please feel free to leave comments down below. Let me know what you guys are experiencing. If it's challenging, if you feel like it's easy, wherever you guys are, share that with us and let us know where you're at. You guys are not alone, whatever's going on. I personally feel like it is a very challenging 30-day challenge, so that is why I wanted to offer it. But it was something that Source had me go through first, and the first time it did not differ from the second time too much, guys. So hang in there. It will be worth it. You guys are going to be so proud of yourself. We are on the downhill slide, guys. So just another week and a half to go, and we will be there. We'll be there, guys. So you made it through day 17. Give yourselves a pat on the back. I'm going to leave it here, guys. I love you so much. Thank you again for allowing me your most precious asset, your time. It truly is an honor. I'm so blessed to have you guys here with me on this journey. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.